Hello again from My Front Porch. Today is Wednesday, September 20, which means tonight, as part of Paul's 50th birthday month of celebration, I'll be going to the Greenwood to see Bill Matakowski perform at the Greenwood tonight. And it's possible that he might be doing a song dedicated to the front porch. We'll find out. And if he does, I will try to capture it and insert it, probably here somewhere. But otherwise, still, you can come on out to the Greenwood tonight. I think he starts at 9 o'clock, as I recall, and you can join out there. And don't tell anybody, the secret, just between you and me. But I think Brandy might be coming down for this too. Shh. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to that tonight. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Today, I wanted to discuss the difference between an addiction and obsession. I know, it sounds like pretty deep topics, right? Well, there's a reason for this, because I have recently been accused of having an addiction to actually 2 or 3 different things. And I want to clarify, I don't have addictions to any of those things, because, at least as far as I'm aware, an addiction is something that you simply cannot control. It's something that actually controls you. It's something that you have to have in order to exist. There are people who are addicted to caffeine, for example, that they literally say, I cannot survive without my morning cup of coffee, and they're not joking. They literally mean that. They have to have that, otherwise they get massive headaches. I've been there. I used to consume so much soda that if I didn't have some, I would get that caffeine withdrawal headache and stuff. I'm glad I'm beyond that point now. But others, other drugs, whether prescription drugs or non-prescription drugs, people can consume those things recreationally. Well, not the prescription ones you're supposed to take as you're required to, but the non-prescription ones can take recreationally, and sometimes it's not a big deal. They do it now and again. It's no problem. But then there are others that begin to do it so much that they have to do it on a daily basis. And in fact, it becomes the default thing that they turn to whenever they just have downtime, because it's an addiction. It's just naturally where their mind goes. Same thing goes for people who smoke cigarettes constantly. Gotta keep smoking them because, if there's downtime, well, I gotta keep smoking the cigarettes, and they get the chain smoker aspect. The alcoholic, obviously, can get to a point where where their body metabolizes the alcohol in such a way that they can consume large quantities of alcohol on a daily basis and still function like a normal person. Now, see, that's not supposed to work that way, and so those are people who have addiction issues. Because if you were to say you have to go an entire day, or heaven forbid an entire week, without the thing that you are addicted to, then we would find out just how addicted they actually are. In my case, there are very few things in my life that I would consider to be at that level, that I need to have on a daily basis, that I have to absorb that on a daily basis or go into withdrawals. The one exception might be Brandy. Now, I don't get to see her every day because she doesn't live right here in Des Moines. She lives an hour away, actually. But we get to see each other as much as we can. Like tonight, when she might be coming down for Greenwood. But anyway, we get to see each other as much as we can. But we're in constant contact every day, and it's a weird day now when we're not in contact with one another. And so, I suppose you could say Brandy has become my addiction. Yes, that might be an accurate thing to say. But other things in my life that dominate large chunks of my life are really more of an obsession than an addiction. And the difference being, an obsession, in my opinion, is something that you don't have to do all the time. You think about it all the time. It's always here in the head. It's always on your mind, but you don't always have to be doing it or interacting with it or partaking in it. But when you do interact with it, when you do step out and actually take action in it or partake in it, at the point that you do your obsession, you do it with full gusto. You immerse yourself totally and completely in it. There is no gray area. So an obsession is something that you might think about all the time. You don't have to do it or be interacting with all the time, but when you do get the chance, man, you just boom, right into it. Like, for example, my book is a bit of an obsession. Now, it's a contractual obsession because I'm required by contract to write the entire book, but it's something that I don't get a chance to do every day, but it's constantly on my mind, what I want to be doing. And when I do sit down to do it, then that's it. That's all. My whole world is right there. I am focused on that. I've made now 3 CDs of me singing karaoke songs, or singing to karaoke tracks. It started as a cute little project from my mom, making her one CD that she could play in her car, and then I thought, you know, okay, this is fun. I like doing this, because I got a little studio set up in my basement, a little really makeshift studio kind of thing where I record them. And now I'm up to 3, and I've got a request to do a 4th one, a Christmas themed one. So I'm starting to look into doing that. Just again, it's just for fun, and you know, a handful of people that want copies of those. I've given them copies of those things. I can't sell them because that would be illegal. So I like giving those away. They're kind of fun, and for me, it's a bit of a hobby. Maybe a little more than a hobby. Definitely, maybe more into obsession category, because I really obsess over the audio engineering on those things then, and trying to tweak them and make them sound right, and experimenting with different stuff, and it's been educational for me in that way too. Anyway, so that's an obsession for me as well. Certain TV shows can be an obsession for me. Ones that I really like watching, Stargate, any of them, but especially Stargate SG-1. I enjoy watching that. I can watch those episodes over and over and over and over and over and over. In fact, they run on Comet TV right now, which is here in the Des Moines area, channel 110, and for 4 hours on every evening, they run 2 episodes of Stargate, where they run 2 one-hour episodes and they run them again. And so, you know, those run on Comet TV, and nights where I don't have anything going on and I don't have any other shows to watch, Comet TV it is. We'll watch Stargate SG-1. So I got those kind of obsessions. I also have, you know, one of my more recent obsessions. Now, Brandy said it was an addiction, but it's not an addiction because, again, I don't have to have it all the time. But when I do have it, I do really enjoy it. But and she's partly to blame for it anyway. But it's not an addiction; it's an obsession with my San Pellegrino. So I don't really categorize that as an addiction because I can't live without it. I just enjoy living with it. In fact, I enjoy living with it so much that last night I took my empty cans in to get the money back. The cans, they have a 5-cent deposit on them here in Iowa, and so I took them in, and my San Pellegrino cans that I took in were $3.05. That means 61 cans. Now, don't freak out though. It's not like I drank all those. I mean, Brandy helped too. I'm sure she's responsible for at least 2 of those. Which in fact is why I have this one here this morning, because if Brandy is responsible for 2 of them, that means that of the 61, I was responsible for 59. 59 is an odd number, so let's make it even 60. Yummy. Anyway, all right, so that's your lesson for today. The difference, Paul's explanation of a difference between an obsession versus an addiction. And so that's, you know, very scientific. I'm, of course, a highly trained expert on on the topic. All right, anyway, that's nuts. All right, so tonight again, Bill Medikowski down at the Greenwood on Ingersoll Avenue here in Des Moines. I think he starts about 9 o'clock, or maybe it's 8 o'clock. I have to go back and look. Go back and watch the previous video because I put all the times in there. But so I'm going to be going to hang out with him this evening, and hopefully Brandy is going to be here as well. I think that's the plan, and so it's going to be a good time, a good night tonight. Now I got to get going off to do some more training today. Still working with the folks at the company Woolen that Waldinger purchased, and helping train them on the systems that they'll now be using as Waldinger project managers. And so I'm going to be heading off to do that now. So anyway, until later, I'll see you next time from my front porch.